So on the theme of what you need when you need it, one of the things is if you're already in a meeting, we want to make sure that you have everything you need in that meeting. You don't have to go fishing for stuff, looking for things. What was that link again? Where was that spreadsheet again? Where was that document again? All those different things. So what savvy users would have noticed, there's all sorts of hints in the interface of new changes, and this one's a small one, so I will be impressed if you did actually see it. And so what you'll notice, there's a plus button here, and if I click on this, you're going to be able to see the new feature that we built called bookmarks and tabs. And let me click it to see what it looks like. So first of all, there's a bunch of things. By default, we have action items enabled because we have an action item here. But if you use Fellow's objectives feature, OKRs feature, you can add that to your meetings, right? You can kind of enable it and disable it. If you use meeting feedback, if you're getting feedback on your meetings, which you really, really should, by the way, it's very important you get feedback on your meetings. You can kind of enable that and make it go away. But you can also do things like add bookmarks. So, the question is, what kind of things should you bookmark? I was kind of right before this, I grabbed this nice little spreadsheet, and I want to add this to my meeting. So why don't I do that? I'm going to, basically, paste this in here, press add. And so now what you'll see is it says copy of, basically that same spreadsheet that I added. So now I can go in here. So there you go. So this is really, really nice, right? Because you're in your meeting, we're talking about things, say it's KPIs, right? Like these are, say, sales KPIs. You can come in here and basically get access to the content of that spreadsheet. So you don't have to go and find it somewhere else. You can just see all of the content in this one place. So that's one thing that you can add, but there can be other things as well. So say that, we decided to start I'm just going to go here, and let's say we create a brand new Google Doc, and maybe this is, instructions, put some test instructions here. One quick tip for the desktop app is you want to make sure that you are sharing it so that other people can actually view it. If it's, obviously only you can see it, then it doesn't make sense to add it as a tab. So I'm going to add this Google Doc as a tab, and now that shows up here as well. So now when I go here, you see the content of it pulled in right away.
That is so helpful, Aiden. I know I have been dreaming of this feature because we do have a lot of meetings where we review metrics and spreadsheets. And this will make it so much easier to just go back and forth between those tabs, the agenda and the spreadsheet, right?
You can embed so much stuff. You can embed other websites, Figma documents. You can do YouTube video. I mean, there's a long list. Like whatever you think, as long as it's relevant to your meeting, bring it in.
So I have a question. You can, I guess, because you can embed many other websites, many other links. Are you also able to embed other Fellow streams?
That's a really good question. And I'm glad you asked, because the answer is yes. And let me show you what's cool about that. So one thing about Fellow is that, and really to understand why you would want to add another Fellow stream is, Fellow is, what's nice about it is you get to see the history of all your meetings, right? So if this is a recurring event, you're going to get another meeting note that gets added. And so you'll be able to see the history of all of your meeting notes in one place. One thing about that is that the information kind of over the course of time is going to scroll down, right? So if we talked about something 3 weeks, I have to scroll down to 3 weeks ago and see that there. But some things are kind of transcend the recurring meeting, that you just need them always, and you don't want them to scroll down, and you want them to stay there. And one of those things, I mean, you and I do this often in our one-on-ones, is we have an idea stream. Let me show you what I did there again. You click the plus button, add Fellow notes as a tab. And here's all the different, tabs that other Fellow streams that I could use, but I could also create a new one. So if I create a new one and say I call it ideas, and of course I do want to share that with you, so I'm going to create that there. And now that shows up as a tab. What I can do is I can obviously apply a separate template to it, or I could just make it a blank document. And this can be a place where every time we have an idea, we can kind of just put it there, but then go back to the content of our meeting as well.
Meeting agendas. I am very impressed by the fact that you can create a stream right from the add a bookmark feature. That's very impressive.
Yeah, exactly. So that's done really, really well. And one other thing that people have been doing, so if you're using Fellow for your one-on-ones, which hopefully you are, one of the things that's really useful is to be able to create private notes that are on the person. We obviously have private notes on the side here, which you can always use. So this is always there. But the problem with this is it also scrolls down over the course of time. One of the nice things that you can do with this new interface is you can actually create a new tab, for example, and say that I call this, PN for private notes. And this one, I'm not gonna share with you. So right now you can see it's only my face, whereas the idea is it's both of us. So in this one, I'm not gonna share this with you. And these are private notes. So I may write things like Manuela's cat's name is, well, you don't have a cat, so not
Fellow.
applicable.
Let's say my cat, I just love Fellow so much. My cat name is Fellow. I've heard other managers at Fellow say that this has been really helpful, and it almost becomes like a profile for the person, right? Like it might become helpful to create a little profile, like private notes about things that that person has told you before. And I think it just it can go a long way, and it shows the person that you really care about what they said.
Yeah. And by the way, there are other things that you can do as well. So we've really thought about this. If you click the plus button, you can see there's manage tabs and bookmarks. You can do things like drag these things. So say you want the Google Doc first and you want this one, second, as you make the changes, you notice in the background that those are happening. So there's a lot of flexibility. You can remove tabs here, and you can remove some of our default tabs. If you don't want to see action items there, you can remove it. So we're really giving you a lot of flexibility to make your meetings just perfect and the way that you want them.